Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and in this video we're going to break down the HJC C70 helmet available at RevZilla.com. So what you're going to see on the table in front of me is HJC's new entry-level C70. This is coming in around the $135 to $145 price range, and really what you're going to see here is they've carried over the outgoing shell from the IS-17. So if you remember, the IS-17 went away and HJC introduced the I-70. Now, the naming conventions get a little bit confusing here because IS used to stand for internal SunShield, and that was the benefit of bumping up to the IS. Now what you'll see with the C70 is this is going to have an internal SunShield, as well as the new I-70 will have an internal SunShield. So there's going to be some key differences there because the I-70 is about $45 more. We'll get to those in just a moment and explain to you what you should be looking at between the two models. What you'll see with the C70, this is going to be a polycarb shell. Two different shell sizes are available, so extra small up to medium will be the first shell size, and then large to 2XL will be the second shell size. It is only going to carry a DOT rating, and it has a weight of 3 pounds, 5 ounces in the medium. Now, the shape for this, for internal head shape, remember, when you're fitting your helmet, we have that awesome new video to walk you through the fitment process, but really internal shape of the helmet is what's going to be the most important to make sure that the helmet fits you correctly. For this one, it's going to be intermediate to long oval, so longer front to back, narrower down the side of the head, and it's going to work for folks out there that do have that long oval head shape. Now, the important note here is normally when we see helmets in that sub $150 range, they tend to be very much on the round side, and that's going to be quite uncomfortable for the majority of riders in the American market. The fact that we're seeing a long oval, intermediate to long oval option, sub $150 is a great alternative for folks that don't want to bump up to a higher price point to get into that long oval shape. Now, we were talking earlier about some of the key differences between the I-70, the new I-70, and the C70, which you're going to see on the table here. Really what you get if you want to bump up to the I-70 is the new shell. So the C70 is going to be using the old outgoing IS-17 shell. And if you bump to the I-70, you get the new, more aerodynamic shell. You're going to get better ventilation, and you're going to get a drop-down sun visor that gives you better coverage than what we're seeing with the C70. But the C70's advantage is this is going to be about $45 cheaper than making that bump to the I-70. So you will still get ventilation. It's just not going to be as sophisticated as what you're seeing with the I-70. Nice, clean actuation with the chin vent. And then you're going to have a switch on the top of the head with just one small chimney vent at the top. Now we're looking at the face shield on this. It's going to be the similar face shield to what we've seen with the I-70, so no changes there. It is going to be pinlock ready, and you're going to have a really nice tight closure. One of the things that I'm really impressed with HJC is that even on their more affordable models, when you're looking at the actual closure for the face shield, very nice tight seal. We were looking at some other manufacturers' helmets that were getting up in the $300 price range, and they weren't giving me the same quality seal that I'm seeing from HJC at this lower price point. So really big thumbs up with that. As we come around to the back, very simple in its design. You're not going to have any kind of activity to the rear vents. It's just going to be an open passive vent. So again, less sophistication with the vents when we're looking at this cheaper helmet. And then the actuation for the SunShield, and actually if I pull this up, you can see it. There's just going to be one switch on the top of the head. There's not going to be any positions. And then the biggest nitpick with that is that it doesn't really go down far enough. So even in the farthest position, you can still see a little bit of sun and light creeping underneath the bottom of that sun visor. And again, that's where you would make the bump up to the I-70 if those features are important to you. Taking a look at the inside. Very simple inside design. Again, this is a helmet that's coming in around the $135, $145 price point. Pulling this out, you will notice that you're not going to have any speaker pockets on the inside. Actually, let me pull over to this side because it'll just be easier to see. But you're not going to have any speaker cutouts. So again, bumping up to a more expensive helmet gets you those creature comforts. For this one, you can put speakers in here. They just might sit a little bit more with a little bit more pressure against your ears because you're not going to have those recesses. Pulling out the top liner. One of the things that I did like is even for this low dollar helmet, you are getting more of a sophisticated liner system with this. You have the brow mount, so there's no undue pressure points against your head. But other than that, slight contour of the cheek pad, but very basic interior. No frills with this helmet. And you can see as we take a look at the inside, just two main channels cut through the EPS liner to help push airflow from the front to the back. Now, the one thing I'll say, if I had to come up with a too long didn't read for the C70, is that HJC continually impresses me for the price point in which they're manufacturing at. My first helmet 15 years ago now was an HJC, and I think I spent like 165 bucks for it. And it was nothing compared to what we're seeing now. I mean, the level of quality and sophistication from these helmets has come a long way. That being said, again, it's a $135, $145 helmet. It's not going to give you the creature comforts of getting up into something more expensive, but for the price point, the fit and the finish of what you're getting here is rather impressive compared to some of the other helmets within this price range. So if you want more information about the other helmets that are out there, or maybe some more information about what folks really think about the C70, now is when you can click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from folks that are out there currently putting their HJC helmets through its paces. And if you want more information from one of our gear geeks as to which helmet is right for you and your riding style, you can always reach out, give them a shout at 877-792-9455, or simply shoot an email over to cs@revzilla.com. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the HJC C70. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.